That's for a shop mug. Mug would make a mother proud. Okay, enough of my dishwashing. Let's get the cylinder head off. The cam. Nope. I'd like to point out that there's good wrenches and there's bad wrenches. This is actually a really good wrench. It's Gordon Tools, 3/8 width, ring end spanner, open-ended. And this, made by Gordon Tools, England, Sheffield, is the one wrench that I've found of all of them that will fit into all four studs on the top of the bike. And that's a special tool because it's a Whitworth wrench. Now, not having much luck with this other wrench, which just wanted to distort. When I put it on there, it looks like it's too wide here, so that it's pulled apart here. Maybe put it in a vise and clamp it down, but it's a 3/16 width, which I needed. Go to the old Austin toolbox, and we find the 3/16 width, the Austin Motor Car Company, which is an old school wrench. It's very thick, perfect for cylinder head work. This is the kind of wrench you want. Not that attractive, but you can find them at flea markets for $1.25. Plenty of them there because all the American wrench guys don't want them. That's my tip. Let's get this off. I'd really like to see what's going on with our valves today. Rocker box modification. Not too painful. And a small wrench too that you can really manipulate around the head here. I guess you could call my garage old school and practical in the sense that I don't have a lot of modern tools. I don't have a lot of impact wrenching going on. I have air compressors and air tools, but I don't really like using them. They're a little bit obnoxious, in my opinion. And you should always know how to use a wrench properly without having to use power tools to take apart an engine. These were built in the 60s. They were built for people with hand power, not air power. So hope you're getting a pretty good view. The rocker box took me about 20 minutes to take off. Now, could I have done it in 7 or 8 minutes with air tools? 10 minutes? Sure, maybe. But the fact that I was able to get in on a lot of those nuts and bolts that I don't think you'd get an air tool in on proves that you have to be able to use wrenches, and you have to have a selection of wrenches that are useful in their own particular point of the engine. Some wrenches won't work in some areas because they're just too long. They'll interfere with the frame or that kind of thing. So let's get this one off. My big nuts are already loosened off, so that's not a problem. Austin Motor Car Company. Who would have ever thought? One good thing that there is for, I guess. I wouldn't care if every Austin in the world was rusted to bits, but as long as the wrench still is around, that's okay. I'll use it on the BSA real purpose. Okay, this nut will come off. This. It's already lifted. Make sure you can pull your wrench out. Get that nut too close to the top and it's not going to come out. This is why I ride a single BSA every day. To work, from work, to the water jet place, home, camping, fishing, visit my friend 300 miles north. So, because there's so few parts, you either have them mailed to you quickly, or you can actually fix them on the road. There's not too much that you can break that you can't fix yourself. I have this bike running tomorrow, the next day I'm hoping, so I'm going to have the new cylinder head put on. I'll show you that in a moment. Hello. A little bit brutal there. Should be a little bit more careful. Twist to the side. Quite the coloring on my studs there. And look at that carbonation. Virgin carbon. And that's on the inlet side, so that's quite a problem. It's time to redo this. But my dome is held up very well. Polished dome before I put it in. Still showing a very nice polish to it, but this collection of carbon here is definitely a indication that there was a cool burn on this side of the valve, I guess, or the valve was stuck open at some point. Well, we'll do some pressure tests and find out. Doesn't look like... I can't see where such a huge leak would have come from, but we won't know until we actually test it with some gasoline in the head and see how it drains. The top of the piston looks okay. Show you that in a second here. Not too bad so far. And a lot of carbon. Was running rich last summer, so I think that a lot of this carbon is probably from that exact reason. Floor looks nice, but it's quite shiny if in here. I think we could probably use a bore, at least a honing. Didn't want to have to do that, but no intense scoring, that's for sure. It came off the bike. This was ported and polished about 2 years ago. And this is the head I might be putting on the bike, which has opened up a bit to 32. So we're going to put new guides and new valves in anyways, so we'll find out what's going on with the cylinder piston carbonization, and we'll just clean that off.